Robert have lived in Haifa, Farmer Field School of Social Policy, Ecology Research Institute since the end of 2008. And now, his life seems to have turned a new page with a lot of fun in the mountainous wide area of Hà Tĩnh province in central Vietnam.
Everything has worked out for me here, and it's because I value working with the landscape, and that means digging the soil, getting my hands dirty, and having good clean air, good water, clean water, and a good community surrounding me, good food to eat, a healthy life and a happy life. I think that's what I value, and that's what I've gotten here. So I feel very rich.
For such wealth, Robert has lengthened his volunteer time in Haifa from 3 months to 6 months, 1 year and 3 years, and until now, it has been 4 years. Over the past 4 years, Robert has spent a lot of time helping local ethnic students to realize their dreams of becoming a professional farmer.
Hello, you're watching Sang Vietnam on VTC10 Net Viet. I'm Banyan speaking from Hà Tĩnh province, the central part of Vietnam. As you can see that our previous video clip has already given you some information about a man who comes from Australia and has lived in Vietnam for 4 years. And now, let's welcome him to our program today. So, hello Robert, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, Robert, we know that you have stayed in Vietnam for 4 years now. So, I'm wondering what brought you to Vietnam initially?
I think it was my interest in eco-farming, and I was working with an organisation in Australia that taught eco-farming to Western people, and I heard something about Vietnam having a lot of local knowledge and growing diversity of different trees, fruit trees together, and that's what I was interested in, observing those local practices. Yeah, and also to come here to Haifa to also help in some way.
So, over the past 4 years staying in Vietnam, I'm wondering how has your life been so far?
Yeah, well, I think it's a great place to live. It's fantastic, yeah. You have to see how you can measure wealth, and I think when you have clean air and clean water and fruit trees, food to eat, I think that's like a very rich environment. Like, you don't need all the modern comforts, I think.
So that is all about your materialistic life in Haifa. I'm wondering about your spiritual life here. How has it been?
The spiritual life of... I think the students that come to Haifa, many of them come from different ethnic groups, and each ethnic group has its own particular beliefs, spiritual beliefs, and I find that I can really connect with how they see the world, how they worshipping of the big trees, for example, and through that practice of worship, then that has a positive impact on the rest of the landscape, I think, because you feel that you want to protect it, and I really connect to that way of thinking. Yeah, but quite different from Australian way. Yeah.
If the majority of Vietnamese people believe that every land has its lord, every river has its god, for many people living on forest and closely linked to it, forest has its own god. Forest does not just mean in physical terms, but also in mentality and spirituality. People feed on forest and then die in forest. Therefore, the people living in forest treated them with all they have and with gratitude. This banyan tree is where they worship nature god, who helped them live in peace, kept their environment clean. Before starting to live, study and work here, Robert and everyone came to this banyan tree.
Yeah, I feel in their essence, a lot of the religions, they come back to some, something the same, be good to others, take care of the earth. In Australia, I had a strong feeling for nature as well, and also in Buddhism, I guess I was interested in that even before I came.
Coming to Hapa as a volunteer, Robert also wishes to find out and learn the knowledge of indigenous people in Vietnam. From then on, he tried to apply these principles, the law of nature about the ecological system, to the design of ecological agriculture. For Robert, what is shared here is all exciting and rewarding.
I can see that there's a rich culture and local knowledge and belief, and I find that really moving for me. And I think in Australia we're losing a lot of that at the moment, or we've already lost a lot of the local knowledge or traditional skills. Yeah, in the future I would like to teaching other Westerners about the eco-farming practices in the region, and also sharing what I've learnt here with people from Australia and other countries.
Also during this time, upon hearing the aspirations of the children of ethnic minorities about the dream of becoming a professional farmer in the field of agroecological farming, Robert has spent a lot of time helping those students to apply and use local knowledge to design models based on experiences that he has and put into practice in the Hapa.
So just about the students, they come to learn at HEPA and they have a rich local knowledge and experience, but in HEPA we integrate that with some design concepts and principles, which we call eco-farming. Yeah.
To do so, Robert and the students and staff here have put more effort to promote organic agriculture movement through training on how to understand and practice the methods and solutions to nurture soil. Apart from that, he and the students also shared a deeper understanding and love for nature.
So most of the students here dream to become a professional farmer in the future, in contrast to the fact that the majority of young people, they want to go to the urban area to become a doctor, to become a lecturer, a teacher, and many other types of work that may sound very interesting in the urban area. So coming here and find out the dreams of the local farmers here, what do you think about their dreams? Is it something different?
Well, I think it just reflects those dreams of going to the city and becoming doctors or whatever. That reflects a changing society and maybe introduction of television and outside things to some of these areas. And maybe they think that it's a more comfortable life in the city, or can have like a easier life or richer life or something. But maybe some young people, maybe they already feel very rich when they're in nature or when they're practicing on the farm. So maybe they're not affected. I'm not sure. It seems to me like that's like a real kind of personal or individual thing for them. Maybe they all have their different reasons.
So as for the students here, they come from different countries in the Southeast Asia, but they have the same viewpoint, the same dream to become a professional farmer. So how has you been helping them and supported them to finish their dreams?
Well, I think they come here, and many of them are already very rich in like local knowledge and local practices, but somehow they need to adapt to a changing world, because now in all these areas the modern world is having some kind of impact. Maybe the population is increasing in those areas, or the forest is being cut down, so there's some problems already, and so they need some kind of solutions. So we try and integrate what they already know, their local knowledge, with some kind of ecosystem science or design science about how to design the farm based upon our study of nature.
So 4 years stayed in Vietnam, and especially in this area for a long time, and you have already established the good relationship with the local people here. So I'm wondering, do you have any intention to stay in Vietnam for a longer time?
I think in the future I want to travel a bit more and teach in other areas, but I think I'll always consider this Hepa like one of my homes or something like that. So I still would like to come back often, or sometimes to help or learn as well.
So in case in the future you will come back to your country or leave Hepa, leave Vietnam, I'm wondering what memories is attached to your mind, and what will you bring to some other places?
When you stay in a place for a long time, it kind of becomes part of you a little bit, and then you bring that with you wherever you go. But I think I'll always remember the landscape and the pattern of the landscape, and how the forest covers the mountains, and working together with the people, with the students on the farms, and that kind of thing.
And once again, thank you very much, Robert, for joining our program today. And we hope that you enjoy the time in the central part of Vietnam with the local students and the local people here.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for today's program. And for comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at shangvietnam@vtc.vn. And once again, I'm Van here. Goodbye for now.